have an extraordinary ally and activist today who's going to pay tribute from another activist from 100 years ago. Please welcome the wonderful Michael Sheen.
James Keir Hardie, a man of principle, a man of justice, a man of the people, and not just half of the people, all of them, men and women. Keir Hardie, leader of the Independent Labour Party, advocate for the poor, stood right here in Trafalgar Square more than a century ago and made the call vital and furious for the enfranchisement of women. For him, no one was equal until everyone was equal. In 1905, in Parliament, he repeated the call to recognize this most fundamental of rights: votes for women. In 1905, Keir Hardie said, "Look, no one seeks to deny the existence of differences between the sexes. Differences subtle, deep-seated, and ineradicable. But these, being admitted, afford no justification for the usurpation by man of the right to say what duties and responsibilities woman may be allowed to undertake and what must be withheld from her because of her sex. Such a theory can only be upheld on the old tradition that woman is one of the lower animals over whom lordly man was given dominion. It is only by removing the disabilities and restraints imposed upon woman and permitting her to enter freely into competition with man in every sphere of human activity that her true position and function in the economy of life will ultimately be settled. A woman, for the purposes of citizenship, has no legal existence in England and has to be created before she can be enfranchised. Now, to the uninitiated, this may appear absurd and ridiculous, but it's the plain, unvarnished truth nonetheless. A woman may be a criminal, a queen, a tax and ratepayer, an owner of property, but she may not be a citizen of Great Britain and Ireland until a right to become such has been created by Act of Parliament. Women are fighting their way into every sphere of human activity. Women's labour is coming into competition with that of man in nearly every department of industry. In the learned professions, she is forcing herself to the front by sheer determination and force of intellect in a way that will not be denied. Sooner or later, men will be compelled to treat with her and recognize her as a co-worker, and they could not begin better than by admitting her right to be a co-voter. The enfranchisement of women is not a party question. Its supporters and opponents are distributed over all parties. To those who are opposed on principle to women having the vote at all, I have little to say. These I find it easier to pity than to reason with. The measure is again coming well within the sphere of practical politics, and it is for women to see that it is kept there until a settlement is reached. If they will, as I think they should, make it not a test, but the test question at elections, and resolutely refuse to work for or in any way countenance any candidate who is not wholeheartedly with them, they will certainly secure the passage of a measure through the House of Commons, which will place them on terms of political equality with men. If this comes as part of a measure for giving complete adult suffrage, well and good, but political equality they should insist upon, whatever the conditions of that equality may be. Now, Keir Hardie's views, his insistence upon a fair and equal world for all, won him no friends. He died scorned and penniless. He didn't live to see the representation of the People's Act in 1918. But his words and the fire in his belly that drove such words from his mouth still carry an urgent message for us today. 100 years on, most women around the world have the right to vote, but they do not yet have equality. For men today, it costs just nothing to join this movement for gender equality. Indeed, equality is good for everyone. For women, by which I mean all women, the right to live, learn, earn, and thrive, free from discrimination and violence, is long overdue. And for men, the prize is a world that is fair, where any advantage afforded us is one we have fairly earned, and we may live with our sisters, our mothers, our daughters and friends on fair and just terms. We must cast off the ludicrous notions of masculinity that cause such misery for us all. So, it is with great pride, with great honor, that I marched with you all this morning on the road to a fairer world. We're part of the way there. Solidarity will take us the rest of the way. Thank you.